Hello and welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and it's part 7 of our series of Bring Back Max Power, where we're taking a look at the 2001 edition from September of Max Power magazine. So let's continue where we left off. So we start off with an advert for Menial Wheels. Yep. Before moving on to the consumer guide, have the bay of your life. Shabby engine is as attractive as a bearded bird. We profile the best gear to tart up your bay. So engine bays, yes, they do need a little bit of tarting up, because most of them nowadays are just either full of black plastic or completely hidden by trays under the bonnet or covers. So let's have a look at some things you could do back in 2001 and also what you can do nowadays to tart up the engine bay. So if you're an RS Turbo owner, you can have some shiny bits like this. So there's a whole list of shiny stuff RS Turbo owners can fit beneath the bonnets. How about a polished cam cover, turbo pipe and cam belt cover for starters. Then there are alloy filler caps, suspension strut tops and adjustable boost valves. Then we've got a strut brace here, a Ninja style oil filler cap, specifically for the Renault 5. Here. A K&N 57 eye kit, a twister air filter, engine paint kit, thrust caps, and these really are for Japanese cars only. R5 Turbo Lobster back elbow, an OMP strut brace, Trust Airnix induction kit, distributor caps. They're available in various colours and fit Honda models. Little breather filters here. ABD strut caps. Braided HT lights. Piper vernier pulleys. A Bailey header tank. And here, a Euro Type R dipstick. Taylor's harness sleeving. A Raid strut brace. Colourful oil filler caps for most Japanese cars. Mirror film. Carbon fibre heat shield filter. And some ram air induction kits. Moving on, you've got Blitz adjustable dump valves, braided sleeved in caps, turbo heat shield, some bonnet lifters, some Courtney stuff for your Vauxhalls, underdrive pulley. This is for many cars including Hondas, BMWs and Volkswagens. An ABD carbon fibre cam cover for Volkswagens. Silicone hoses. Another strut brace here. And an HKS racing induction kit. Moving on, we have an advert for Elite Direct, again specialising in alloys, exhaust tips, exhaust systems and suspension. Then we have an advert for Auto Tint Design, again specialising in lights, dial kits, carpet mats, fuel cap covers, spoilers, body kits for Corsas, Saxos, Ibifas, Clios, Puntos, Mazda 121 and Fiesta, Peugeots, and then we move to the TITS, the tuning industry troubleshooters, starting with Dr. Ed Gasket, then we have Nurse Jackie, before moving to Ice Queen, which is Daphne Divine, but she's not a thing of beauty, but the furry-faced monstrosity is an ice maiden. Then we have Judgmental, there's the Ice Queen again, before moving on to Vidal Sassoon, Vidal Saloon. Then we have an advert for Ramus Sports Exhausts. And we move on to our next feature car. And this is hard to believe. I actually thought this was an Escort, Mark IV Escort. It's actually a Rover 216. Most R8 owners are probably going to hate on this car right now, but it must have been very brave back in the day to modify a Rover. Then we have an advert for more alloy wheels from motionstyling.co.uk and an advert for car insurance. And here's more of this amazing looking Rover, or brave looking Rover. Another advert for mobile phone ringtones or voice messages. Before coming back to this Rover. So let's have a look at the tech spec on this Rover. So engine wise, it's basically the 1589cc 4-cylinder 8-valve engine with a K&N induction kit, custom made side exit exhaust, 8H Fabrications oil cooler and fuel tank. It's got the standard 5-speed transmission. It's lowered 35mm all round, and it's got 9x17-inch split rims Image EVs with 245/35/17 folder extreme tyres. Extremos tyres, sorry. Bodywork: Sabotage one-off wide body kit, 7-inch rear arch conversion, 5-inch front arch conversion, blade style hand-built rear arch intakes, reshaped and extended side skirts, handmade custom rear bumper, PSG front bumper, extended to fit, trim removed, headlamp removed for twin induction de-locked, smoothed tailgate, door handles removed, rear spoiler removed, rear wiper and jets removed, aluminium racing filler cap, all plastic side trim removed and smoothed, side repeaters removed, Sabre style custom bonnet vents, tinted custom wing mirrors with mirror plates fitted, debashed all round, single chrome wiper conversion, racing bonnet pins, aerial removed and smoothed, polished toe ring, tinted windows, resprayed in Chrysler Candy Apple Red. Interior wise, as the original front seats were retrimmed, door cards and dash retrimmed, fire extinguisher, Williams harnesses, Momo Apache 350 steering wheel, Race Tech gauges, Momo racing gear knob, custom made mats, hydraulic handbrake, safety devices, roll cage. In-car entertainment? None. Performance? No figures. Then we have an advert for Swift, the performance specialist, Swift Motorsport, based up near Newcastle. Peterlee in Newcastle. So they deal with springs, exhaust, active sports exhausts, wheels, galore. 17-inch deal for $569, or you can upgrade, which gets you a rich brick tax disc holder, lock and wheel nut cassette for $595. This is an advert for It's What Your Telly's Waiting For. Read it, watch it, live it. Max Power TV. Video mag on sale September the 7th, 2001. So I'm guessing this was just like special one-offs magazines that Max Power done. You got a magazine and a video with it. I think I've got one somewhere in the house. Then we've got an advert for Auto Style car mats. Wicked looks, wicked performance from Devil. Coventry wheelbase. Then we're moving on to an advert for Vibe Badass Bass. Then we move on to Tracking the Truth. Tracking devices are fast becoming a must-have security product for modifiers, but they're still surrounded by confusion. Max Power investigates. So the top 5 tracking devices as recommended by Max Power are Tracker Retrieve, Tracker 24-hour monitor, RAC Trackstar Protection, RAC Trackstar E and B, and NavTrack. Moving on to an advert for Savoy Tires Direct, where you could get wheel packages all ready to bolt on, includes free locking nuts and UK delivery. Then we've got Carlton Automotive, again the body styling specialist. Got kits for your Escort Mark IV, Cosworth front bumper. Can get into that. Don't know if you'll see that very well, probably not. Delta Evo front for Fiestas, Escort Astra Mark III, Astra Mark IV body kit, Fiesta Cosy kit. Then we've got the old 10k boost. Read this before you modify your car and reach its full potential. It clears and dechokes. Something for the weekend, how to fit discs and pads. So this is a guide from Max Power on how to fit discs and pads. Now this is a safety disclaimer. If you're not confident about touching the braking system on your car, or you have reservations after reading this, then it's probably best to take it to your local tyre fitter, like Quick Fit or Farmers Auto Care, one of the big chains, or Halford sort of thing, or even the garage where you bought your car from to replace the braking system. So let's have a look at what to do. So you want to firstly remove, wheel and bid a joyful farewell to your disgustingly plain OE discs. Secondly, you want to use the hammer to free up tapered screws. You'll find one per hub. They're only small screws, but due to dust and grime build up, they can seize up over time. Don't be scared to batter it with a hammer. You want to put in a screwdriver to stop the wheel rotating while you undo the screws. Get your mate to put his foot on the brake. Or it can't do either of these, stick the gear stick into reverse. Number 4. Remove the R-clip from caliper and slide out pad retainer. If you have trouble removing it, reach into your magical toolbox and get a screwdriver and hammer. And do what you do best. Smack away. Step 5. Remove brake pad tensioners. Be careful when removing. Some tensioners can be right rusty. State. If shit happens and they're disintegrating, you'll have to deal with it and buy a new set. Number 6. Slacken off bleed nipple. 8mm spanner, carefully squeeze pedal to slacken off piston. You will see some brake fluid. Tighten nipple again, remove the pads and disc. Number 7. Clean up all parts with wire brush. Get rid of any surface rust around the area of movement to avoid brake judder. Concentrate on caliper sliders. If you begin to foul, your brakes are shagged. Number 8. Copper grease. Any moving parts or screw threads. This makes future removal much easier. It's essential grease doesn't come into contact with the disc and pad contact area. If it does, your brakes are useless. Number 9. Put on a new disc. This is wider than the original, so you may have to take the caliper off. Undo the bolts at the back of the caliper to remove it. Wipe oil off new discs to ensure maximum braking performance. Number 10. Replace caliper and slide in pads. Slip pad retainer back in. Reattach brake pad tensioners. The retainers can be tricky, so persevere. If that fails, reach for your hammer. Number 11. Wipe around the disc with brake cleaner before replacing the wheel. When you have both brakes fitted, pump the pedal to push the piston against the pads. Check fluid level and top up if required. And finally, replace the wheel, stand back and admire your handiwork. Your mum will be proud. So, we're just going to finish up on how to fit discs and pads for this part. We'll be back in part 8 in a couple of days' time. But if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV. And we'll be back soon with the next part of this series of Bring Back Max Power. Farewell.